Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be in time and space, whatever plane of existence that you're on. I know a lot of you are role players. You might believe it. Maybe you're not a role player and you just believe in the planes of existence. You could be tuning in from Avernus or something. A little bit windy and overcast today. What do I want to do today? I probably need to maintain my Airbus practice. I haven't been doing it in a long time. You know that lately just been sticking to the Caravan for the most part. Did a Airbus flight to Las Vegas for Follower Friday last week, but you know, didn't do much. So I'm thinking maybe some short freelance jobs in Neofly. Now, when you do freelance, you can pick any plane that you want. If you get bored in Neofly of doing having to own the plane, and you just want to switch it up like I'm doing today, yeah, any plane that you choose that you have loaded into Microsoft Flight Simulator, you can use it on the freelance tab. So it picks up what you've got loaded here, and then it provides you a series of jobs. Because you don't own the plane and you're not insuring the plane, this is the way they figure it for freelance. You'll notice that the pay on these jobs isn't real high, right? So yeah, I'd be crazy if I was just trying to make money today. I'd be crazy to be doing this, because in the Caravan you can make, you know, 100 grand easy probably in an hour. Doing this, I could be at it all day and won't come close to that. But it is what it is. You know, it allows you to switch it up every now and then and fly whatever you want to fly. So that's what we're going to be doing. So the first one that pops up here is to really try to find one that's a little bit further away, just to get some distance. 67 miles. And this one would be going to before. Can you even land there? What? There's not even an airport there to land at. Yeah, these freelance jobs, yeah, it's gonna do stuff like that to you. I don't know how they released the thing with it doing stuff like that. 56 miles, 45 miles. Where's that one going? At least I know they have an airport at Lyman. Municipal airport. Yeah. All right. So that's the one we'll take here. To KLIC.
This is the final boarding call for passengers. Please proceed to Gate 3 immediately. The final checks are being completed, and the captain will order for the doors of the aircraft to close in approximately 5 minutes' time.
I don't even have the causeway hooked up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board. As you find your seat,
How can they be on board already?
place large items in the overhead compartments and smaller sized belongings, including duty-free bags and liquids, under the seat in front of you.
Duty feed bags.
Our cabin crew are available to assist.
Hello everyone, thank you for your attention. It's time to get you ready for takeoff.
You know, probably better follow the checklist. And this is not the fly-by-wire, so there's not, you know, we don't have to mess with everything up here. I am learning though. I am learning how to fly the fly-by-wire one. Crazy.
Welcome aboard. Before we depart, there are some important safety instructions.
To have external power, now that the batteries are on, we could probably contact ground services here and get a power supply.
Colorado Springs Ground, Kinneas 2-1, could you please send a ground power unit?
Okay, so that'll show up. He's just right in front of us. The ground power. Here he comes. You see? And he just backs up. Looks like I might have to adjust some graphics here. Noticing some stuttering and some lag. So he'll literally just connect the cable. That's it. He connects a cable to us. So then if we go back into the cockpit here. So now we have external ground power on. Okay. Engine generators. And they should be on by default and fault displayed. That is correct. Engine bleed air switches. It's bleeding. The bleeds are usually just right here. So what do they want? Engine bleed switches on. So they're already on. Okay. So don't have to mess with that. The APU master switch. Turn that on. And we, let's see here. APU start. And then we have to wait. The fan will kick on. You probably can't hear it. It's already too noisy in the cockpit. Maybe. And then this thing will switch to available here. We have to wait for that to switch over to available. There it goes. All right, the APU bleed on. Yeah, right there in front of us. Okay, but before we switch the external power off, we can go back to, we better get our catering truck going. Right? You're with us today, so I want to make sure that we have lots of everything, lots of whatever you want to drink, whatever you want to eat. Just tell the baggage, the catering people when they're opening up the door back there, just, hey, one of everything, or two or more, whatever you want. On me today, you're always the VIP on these flights, always, always. So request baggage service. Let's get that going.
Springs ground, Kineas 2-1, could you please send the baggage?
Kineas 2-1 baggage is on the way.
So they've opened the baggage doors, and he's getting ready to convey all that stuff in there. The catering trucks back here, if you want to go back and bother them. And my camera's moving way fast. I'm going to store all this back here. So yeah, grab whatever you want. They still don't have the interiors worked out, and I don't know if they will. Probably for 2024. But it's a real shame that we can't have a lot of fun inside the interiors yet. Okay, so now we can have our external power turned off.
Colorado Springs ground, Kineas 2-1, I am done with power.
I am done. All right, back to the cockpit. External power off. Fuel pumps. All those are on and are beaconed. We can do the causeway, but it keeps a when the door is open, the airplane door is open. You get a constant tone of beeping.
Connect the jetway to the aircraft.
Kineas 2-1, the jetway is going to be connected.
Yeah, we're not running so smooth right at the moment. I must have been sightseeing and turned up graphics and stuff. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, you hear that tone? Man, that's still kind of running like dog poop. That's because the doors are open. That's because the causeway is connected. Okay, I think that's enough eye candy, so let's get the jetway disconnected.
Colorado Springs ground, Kinias 2-1, could you please disconnect the jetway from the aircraft?
Sounds like we're at the rodeo. Expect bulls to rush out any moment. Yeehaw. By the way, I don't think I mentioned it. We are in Colorado Springs at the Colorado Springs Municipal Airport. All right, so I'm back inside. We need to, I guess we can turn on the engines in a moment. I don't want to waste fuel. I didn't check the fuel. Yeah, we're good enough for Lyman, that's for sure. This job requires, come back over here, see if it does require a certain weight. They want 41,123 pounds. There's 42. Okay. This is where it gets fun, and I got to remember how to do stuff. Turn up the brightness on this thing. Okay, this is called an MCDU. Basically, it's the flight computer. It is the computer of the airplane, and you do most of your stuff in here. Now, again, this is not a professional study grade level, so I'm not going to be going over everything that this thing can do. It's amazing. And if you have some of the more other softwares like SimBrief or trying to think of the other one, Nav something or another, you can integrate those into this, so you can create flight plans in things like SimBrief and import your flight plans and do all kinds of great things with the computer here. I need to go to init, because that's where we create our flight plan. In it. Don't the English say that? In it? Or isn't it? Okay, so you got your from or to and in it. Okay, so you type in where you're at. Put your /, and you type in where you're going. I don't know. Back up. Just hit clear to go back. It's your backspace. So we're going to KLIC. All right. And then just to enter it, you click the soft key that's pointing to what you're trying to enter. Right. I'm clicking that. The information I typed in appears down here, But to set it in the computer, you press the button next to the function. Okay, so it's going to take a second and think about it. This screen is, according to the airline pilots, this screen is if you have any of your own commercial, if the company has their own flight plans already set up in the computer, this is normally where you would pick company routes and things like that. We don't have any. We're going to hit none and then hit return. All right. So we've got from KCOS to KLIC. This is company route, flight number. Cost index is a way to set the fuel rating in the plane. I really don't know what the cost index would be for this. I'm going to say an average would be like 16. Now that's just a guess, but I'll put that in there. Our cruise flight, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to assign us an altitude or not. But from here to Lyman, probably need to be like 12,000 feet, but we're flying north, so let's do 12,500. And put that in for cruise flight. Okay. Now we're going to go to flight plan. Let's see what air traffic control assigns us to take off out of here. We're going to be heading north. Let's request north. So we're going to, request taxi, departing to the north.
Colorado Springs ground, Kineas 2-1 request taxi for north departure with India.
Indica.
2-1 taxi 2 and hold short of runway 17 left using taxiway cross runway tree 1. Contact tower on 133.15 when ready.
Roger that. Okay.
Taxiing hold short runway 17 left using taxiway cross runway tree 1 Kineas 2-1.
Right, so 17 left. Okay, so up here to the top of our computer here, from KCOS, I'm going to click that. That's where we're at. And it's going to ask, give us the option to set the departure, which we are. And they have assigned us 17 left, so I'm going to punch that in. We're not going to be using any particular routes out of here. Okay, so what these are here on this screen is, these are pre-programmed routes. So when you leave the runway, if you choose like COS 6, this is a pre-programmed route. So it'll follow a route out to a point, and then you connect from that point and move on to your destination. And we're not going to be using any of that. So I'm just going to hit insert. ATC's in the way. So just like that, 17 left. So now it says we're at KCOS, 17 left. So that's our departure. We have not been assigned a runway at KLIC. Let's see if they have one available that we like. And then they still might change it on us once we get there. They don't have any ILS runways. They have RNAV. And I don't know which way the wind is blowing. So maybe I'll let them decide which runway they want to. 17 left. Actually, since now we'll choose 16. Same kind of thing. Do we want to follow a pre-programmed route in? And we don't. They don't have any available at the moment. So just insert. So now it says KCOS or decel point. Then we've got a couple of other points that take us down to, it's adjusting itself, that take us down to runway 16. So after the decel point, we'll hit the LWLAM waypoint, the DBLAA waypoint, and then be lined up for, these should line us up for runway 16. All right, so let's see what that looks like on the screen up here in front of us. Now, this knob here controls this screen and how we view it. Right now it's set to arc mode. It's kind of hard to keep both of these on the screen at once. And they don't have flight simulator people in mind when they create this stuff. Like, maybe we should put the button right next to this so that flight simulator people can, you know, make a more easy time of it, because it's very difficult keeping certain things on the screen in flight simulator. So back up so this is arc mode. If I switch this up, this is navigation mode, right? You can see that it's got a vector taken off from Colorado Springs somewhere. This is the Rose VOR compass if you're using VORs. And this is ILS, an ILS view. It's this flight plan view as well. Okay, so now to scroll through your flight plan, same kind of thing here. You need to keep this on the screen, that window in the screen, and then have the MCDU in the screen to press the up and down buttons, right? Very difficult to do. Kind of like one of these jobs. All right, it's not ideal at all. All right, but up is down and down is up on these keys. So to go down, we want to go up, and that'll take us to the next point in the flight plan, which was basically past our decel point. And then here was those 2 points I mentioned, the 2 waypoints, and then it takes us down to runway 16, unless they change it on us. Okay, you can also zoom out. Not in the cockpit. The knob next to the one we were just messing with, this one changes your distance. So 10 miles, 20 miles, 40 miles, 80 miles, 160 miles, 320 miles. So we're definitely not doing out to 320. So there's 80 miles right there. You can kind of see the whole plan. All right, I'm going to now set our altitude to 12.5. It's kind of hard to see, but this knob has got another knob underneath it. There's actually 2 knobs on top of each other. And the lower knob, you move around here, you get kind of a... Anyway, if you click in here, see this little notch right here, this white notch? It's set to 1000. So every time I rotate this, it's going to move the knob, it's going to change it by 1,000 feet. I want to do hundreds, so you click in this area to move that knob over to the 100s. Then I can put in 5. Okay, when you pull down, it sets it. If you pull up, pulling up any of these buttons, if they have the up or down option, is transferring control over to autopilot. Right? So if I just pull it up here, autopilot's going to be handling things. It doesn't know what to do. If I pull down, I'm setting 12,500 into the computer. This is how you change your vertical speed up and down. So I want to make it really nice and easy when we climb. So no more than 2,500 feet per minute. Pull down. Okay. So they're kind of active, but I haven't turned on the autopilot. I'm just setting them. Right? We also need to get our altimeter. Let's go back to air traffic control and tune into the ATIS. Tune Colorado Springs ATIS on 125000. That gives us an automated.
Airport information, India 1900 Zulu. Wind 192. at Niner. Visibility 10. Sky condition, few clouds at 10,300 feet. Temperature 20. Dew point 10. Altimeter tree 0.47. Visual runway 17 right and ILS runway 17 left in use. Landing and departing runway 17 right and runway 17 left. DFR aircraft say direction of flight.
Итак, ребята, я решил засечь, сколько потребуется среднестатистическому распределяющему меня, чтобы помыть вот эту вот посуду.
Okay, so 3043. So come over to our altimeter and change that to 3043. That's a barometric pressure setting so that your plane knows proper altitudes. So what that is actually adjusting here is the altitude. Okay, so again, if I can keep these two things on the screen, which it might be kind of hard to do, you might notice the altitude, this thing calibrating itself to this. Oh crap, what was it? Derpa 3004. I better double check.
Colorado Springs Airport information. Juliet 19000.
3047.
Wind 192 at Niner.
Okay. Okay, so you see this calibrating to this? So that's how the bad guys usually get pilots in the movies like Die Hard, right? They'll tell the pilot, "Hey, change your altimeter to blah 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 blah." And the pilot's like, "Yeah, okay." And he changes this thing up here. So when the plane is coming down to the runway, it thinks the runway is at, you know, whatever, like in this case, 6,100 feet. But the bad guys will tell you to change this number so the plane thinks you're higher or lower than you are, and then you'll come crashing into the runway if you're doing an automated landing. So pay attention to that. If you're watching Die Hard, I'm pretty sure that's the way he does it. He tells Chief O'Brien to change his altimeter, and then Chief O'Brien, remember, and then what's his name has to run out to the runway. Yeah. Okay, so that's done. And yeah, I think we're good to turn on our engines now. Didn't want to waste the fuel, so I held off on starting the engines until we got fully ready. Let's go to actually ground and see if we can file a flight plan at all. No. But we will need ground services for a pushback. All right, so starting our engine. Very, very simple. Okay, make sure let me move some stuff around on my desk here. I'm not using any sort of fancy controllers. Hello to, I don't know how to pronounce your name. It's in Cyrillic or Russian. And he came in and asked, is that the original Airbus of the model? It is the default Asobo A320neo. Cheers and hello. And I want to go to your site, and I believe I've subscribed already. Don't know. So please like and subscribe. Okay. Thrust levers set to idle. Engine mode selector to start. That is down here. Right. And just switch this over to start. Okay. They want you to turn on Engine Master 2. So just flip this Engine Master 2 switch up. Switch on Engine Master 1. And then you confirm that the engines are stabilized on these screens. They're gonna start powering up now. so you can see him spooling.
Everything looks good from where I'm sitting. Taxi to the runway and take off.
The power, man. Blows my mind, the power of these things. It looked pretty stabilized. All right, after the engine is started, we go up to the APU bleed. And we turn that off. We go to the APU master switch. I thought this shut the plane off though. But we'll do what it says. Engine mode selector back to normal. So just upper position there. All right, after that, that's it. That's our checklist. All right, so not much to it. Other things that are functional in that function better in the study grade when all of this works for the most part, all of these items. Everything on this side of the plane is just duplicated for the co-pilot. So everything on this side is just split this pretty much kind of down the middle. Your radios and communications down in here. It's never really kind of worked right, in my opinion. I haven't played with it a long time because normally it doesn't function right. You can do your radios manually, but I've always found that kind of bugs things out. It's cool that they have so many different types of communications. Here's some floodlights and lights for the plane. Okay, we have our speed brake. Won't need that just yet. Our cockpit door, our brake. Get some rudder trim selectors. Here's our flaps. Put it down one. Okay, that is pretty much everything. Unless you have anything else you can think of, co-pilot. You're the co-pilot if you have some flight experience and you would like to input anything. So we've already got our clearance to go ahead and go out to runway 17. So this is normally where I think about other things for a moment, and I try to get a pushback going.
Colorado Springs ground,
and I let the autopilot, not the autopilot, the AI. And I normally let the AI do the taxiing while I'm trying to think of other things or do other things. And to test the AI's functionality, see if it's on or off. Some days the AI, man, is like, I don't think I want to do this. And it just flakes out. So we'll see how he's... I call him Steve. You can't see him. He's invisible unless you look from outside. Hello, Steve. Where's our pushback, Steve? There we go. Let me take the brake off. Pikes Peak out there in the distance. Looks like the skies have cleared up when we first got in here this morning, or a little while ago anyway. Completely overcast. Looks like it's all headed south. And you can do steers.
Colorado Springs ground, Kinneas 2-1 requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft to the left.
Kinneas 2-1, your request has been transmitted to the operator.
All right. You don't need any more pushback.
Ground, Kinneas 2-1 requesting the end of pushback.
Kinneas 2-1 request to end pushback received.
We'll wait a moment for him to get out of the way. Go on. Clear the area. Go on. Now we find out if Steve's awake or not. Turn on AI piloting. He's spooling up. Thank you, Steve. Good to see you today. Hope you're feeling it. Don't crash us on taxi, please. He's done it. Again, when the AI bugs out, it can bug out really bad. And just on a simple taxi, he lost his mind and crashed us, and we totaled the plane once. He totaled the plane. I'm not gonna take at him now. Like, no, I gotta be right on the blue arrows. That's cool. So yeah, larger airports, even like Denver, much bigger than this. Sometimes it can take forever to taxi, and I don't kind of have the patience for it most of the time. So that's usually the biggest reason why I let him do the taxiing. I can kick back for a minute, talk to you, get some coffee. Where's my coffee? And raise a toast to you. Cheers. Thank you for tuning in. It means more to me than you would possibly know. And I don't stress that enough, I think. Somebody said, well, you better start stressing that a lot. I agree. I don't tell you how valuable and important it is, and how much I appreciate you taking a second out of your day to even tune into something like this, see how I'm doing, say hello, and please like and subscribe. I could really use the help. You check out my stats. Nah. Mr. Low End. So that's how important every one of you are. I would really like to be able to do this and have it be a... I mean, I'm going to keep doing it no matter what, but, you know, having more subscribers is going to help for sure. I'm finally remonetized after 14 years. I started when YouTube was new, and they asked us to try a whole bunch of different things, and things changed on a daily basis, and we asked them to implement things that weren't implementable at the time, and I was trying to do everything right, and for whatever reason, their computer hated me, and I was constantly getting copyright violations, even though we were pioneering ground and they asked us to. Anyway, it's a long story. But I was demonetized for 14 years. 14 years of appeals. And then finally, one day, I appealed it again, and a caseworker comes on, and they're like, oh my God, you've been demonetized for 14 years. And I'm like, yeah, I've been trying to bring that to somebody's attention the whole time. Oh my God, we're so sorry. We have no idea how you could have been deplatformed for 14 years. Well, thanks. I really appreciate it. But by then, I had already dropped from 10,000 to under 1,000 subscribers. And now I'm just finally back up to the point where I'm monetized again. I have enough subscribers now. That's how important you are. Please come back and please subscribe. It's really a drag for 14 years when you've got no monetization going on. It's not that I stopped doing anything. It's just that it really puts a damper on things. Not real enthused. Who doesn't want to make a buck here and there? Having fun. This is the best. So please like and subscribe, and I will return the favor. Anybody who subscribes, I will try to immediately subscribe back. Head over to your site and like some things and hit notify and all that good stuff. I'm a pretty good fan. This weekend I made my way to check up on a bunch of followers that I haven't followed up on in a while. I'm surprised to see how many people have just dropped off and they don't produce any content anymore. That's kind of sad, but I get it, you know, life. I think Steve is handling the radios too. Radio, yes, he is. So he'll call it in once we get to the runway. Still not happy with the way that is moving around. Everything should be much smoother. So something is, it's taking exception to something. Normally when I move around, it's probably my poor computer starting to give up the ghost too. So about a little over 3 years old, I think. And I just work it and work it and work it to death. But it's held up there pretty good. And I'm so surprised. When I was doing the I wanted to get in on the Microsoft alpha testing for Flight Simulator 2020. And they said, look, we want a whole bunch of ranges. We don't want everybody just with Uber equipment. We want as many people as we can from low, medium, and high. We want to test as many systems as we can. And I said, well, hey, man, I'm more than willing to jump into the medium range category and be a tester for you. And I have been at this stuff simulation anyway. I'm not never done any real world flying. And I said I've been doing simulation for a long time, and I think I've got what it takes to help you do your testing. And they said, yeah, cool. And that was awesome. That was my first real time participating. Well, I was actually kind of like the second time. They let me help beta test Star Trek Online. All right, Steve has stopped. He's gonna inch up there, and then he should call it in. He stopped a little short. What you doing, Steve? I'm going to turn down Microsoft Flight Simulator. And I'm going to turn up our music. And hopefully all of the levels are working right and you can still hear me just fine over the music. I don't know. Again, Steve seems a little bit broken today, or he knows something that I don't. So we'll pop into the cockpit and we'll turn him off. Well, we'll give him a minute, see if he inches up and calls. What you doing, bro? Sir? What are you doing, Steve? You're on live stream, you know. You're looking bad. You've been making yourself look bad a lot lately, and I'm pretty sad. Okay, you had your chance. You're representing all other AI, Steve. All right, so let me just give it a little bit of throttle. He's not calling it. What you doing, man? There he goes.
Departure to the north approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 17 left.
Cleared for takeoff runway 17 left, Kinias 2.
All right, we were rolling backwards. Did you see that? Turn off the brake. We are rolling backwards. Just mentally preparing myself. Trying to think if there's anything I'm missing before we go. That should be it. Okay. Let us go. Lyman, Colorado, here we come. About 120 knots. Can start. Seems like we're going so slow though, but I can actually start raising the nose here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend to keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
Get our gear up. Start spinning her around, and gonna go ahead and engage the autopilot now and cross my fingers that it is working right and everything is functional and I didn't screw up anywhere. Why is it putting me into that mode? I've toggled something weird. There we go. That's actually them. What, red line? Oh, I forgot to put my throttle into auto throttle range. Auto throttle's on. Climb 1,500. There we go. We were going a bit fast.
Colorado Springs approach Kinias, 216 miles west of Charlie Oscar. Request IFR to Kilo Lima India Charlie, ready to copy.
Kinias 21 is cleared to Kilo Lima India Charlie Airport as filed. Squawk tree 45.
Kinias 21 cleared to Kilo Lima India Charlie Airport as filed.
All right, so we got our flight plan filed. 3050. Okay, so 3055 on the altimeter.
055. Proceed on course climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Kinias 21.
3050.
Descend and maintain 7,500 feet.
What?
Visual runway tree for approach.
Already?
Descend and maintain 7,500 feet.
Wow.
Visual runway tree for approach Kinias 21.
Kinias 21 contact Colorado Springs departure on 124.0.
So after you dial it in, the plane doesn't automatically adjust. You have to tell it.
4.0 Kinias 21.
So I've dialed in 7,500. Pull that down and make it set.
500 feet descending 7,500 feet.
I'm gonna set my vertical speed down.
Colorado Springs departure altimeter tree 0.50. Continue as planned.
Negative. Whoa.
Kinias 21 contact
1,500 feet.
0.95. Good day.
125.905 for Kinias 21.
Surprised they have us so low.
Denver Center Kinias 21 is passing 12,200 feet descending 7,500 feet.
Kinias 21 Denver Center altimeter tree 0.47 continue as planned.
3047 now. It's changing fast. 3047. All right. And we are on our path. Yeah, man, this usually takes an hour or 2 or 3 to get to Lyman, Colorado. And this bird, man, you'll be there in 5 minutes. Crazy. We're in the jet wash. Tuck ourselves right in there. Oh, yeah, a little wash. There's still a lot of fun you can have with this if you just free flying around. You can still do cool things like radio navigation and VOR. Under here, under your radios. Radio nav, rad nav. You can enter in VOR frequencies and core settings. We're already hitting our deceleration point. So the plane knows when it hits this spot, because we're in auto throttle, it'll automatically start slowing us down. We're coming down to 7. See there? Plane is starting to slow us down. It's a pretty amazing piece of technology. All right, 7.5. I'm going to change this to 40 miles, 20 miles. That's a 20-mile look ahead, or 20-mile range. So yeah, we're basically here. And what did air traffic control tell us on that last one? Did they give us a runway? They took the runway. Okay. That'd be a descent, madam.
Climb and maintain 7,400 feet. Kineas 21.
Kineas 21 Airport is 22 miles at your 2 o'clock. Maintain present heading and altitude report runway in sight.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Kineas 21.
Okay. So the runway is over there. Somewhere.
Turn right heading 0905. Kineas 21. Kilo Lima India Charlie, traffic Kineas 2120 miles, west inbound visual runway tree 4. Kilo Lima India Charlie, traffic Kineas 21 is on final runway tree 4 to land.
So I know I talked a lot about how I would like to design the interior of my planes, you know, like couches and stuff, as opposed to the seating that they have. And I saw some old vintage photos. I don't remember the year on them, but their cabins used to look like that. They used to have couches and they used to be really nice. And I really would like to go back to something like that. I mean, you know, I don't think they want everybody socializing, but that's more like the idea. Just a little bit more space. Stop cramming everybody in there like sardines, man. Now they're talking about doubling up the seating so people's butts are up in your face. And I mean, it's just so stupid. Let's see if we can cram more people on there. Then why don't we just stand? Why even have seats then? You know, like they do with certain, I want to say arcade rides, but I don't know. It's just like a plank that's tilted at like 10 degrees and it's just got like a little tiny thing on it. Basically stand sitting. Okay, getting ready to make our turn here. Let's go ahead and it might be a little premature, but I'll wait till we make our turn. Gonna drop the flaps and get the gear down, but we will wait. Okay, here we go. Some things I'm probably not going to be able to show you because it happens so fast. Once we get closer to the ground and as soon as we touch down, I'm going to engage the speed brake and then probably try to throw it into reverse thrust. And I can't risk turning the camera down here to show you any of that while I'm trying to do it at the same time. I try, but then I look up and I'm off the runway and not good. Okay, we're kind of at the top of the curve there. Yeah, let's bring the gear down. Then some flaps. Yeah, look at all those wind towers. Now, normally I like to do ILS landings, so it's more automated, but I will be switching off the autopilot once we get past that second marker and try to do a manual landing, which I haven't done in a long time. So hopefully I don't bang us up too bad. Yeah, let me go full flaps. One way to kind of determine if you're going, you know, if you're going straight, I usually like lining up the runway with the center of this thing. Sometimes it's over here. And turn off the autopilot. And it's a fly-by-wire system, meaning just put the joystick where you want, push, and then let go, and it'll hold whatever position you left it at. So I'm just putting the nose down a little bit, and then I take my hand off, and it kind of holds that angle. So I like imagining, again, a line going from the runway all the way through the middle of my instrument gauge through here. And that is what I usually... Pardon? A little bouncy there. So I imagine a straight line between that and that. That's what I shoot for. Yeah, they wanted us coming in much steeper. Yikes.
You've landed. We'll send maintenance to check the gear after you park.
All right, so speed brake and reverse thrust.
And shut down your engine.
Let's see if those kick in. Did the reverse thrust kick in? Ah, no. What didn't kick in? reverse thrust didn't kick in. So, yeah, that's lovely. So we didn't get paid for that one. It's always something, man. So I have a sticky button. I'm always worried about that when it comes to landing. And I landed off center and I landed really hard. So I've lost a little bit of my touch. Caravans, I'm so used to coming in so level now. What a drag, man. Puts us right back to where we were. No bueno. No bueno. All right, so it probably blew that job right out. Yep. There's the same flight. Yeah, I'm mad now.
Transporter from dispatch. You must deliver express packages before the deadline. This time, don't waste time.
Uh-huh.
Transporter, loading has started. Stand by. Flight crew, be advised, the timed service cargo is now all on board. You are free to taxi.
Colorado Springs ground Kineas 2-1 request taxi for departure to the north of Juliet.
Kineas 2-1 taxi to and hold short of runway 17 left using taxiway cross runway tree 1. Contact tower on 133.15 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 17 left using taxiway cross runway tree 1 Kineas 2-1.
What is going on now? Yeah, you got it. Got it. Not letting me put in my departure. What is wrong with you, you buggy thing? Between you and me both, we're broken today. It's not letting me put in my departure. Okay, fine.
Transport information. Juliet
021.
Everything looks good from where I'm sitting. Taxi to the runway and take off.
All right, one more time. There you go. Try coming in from the other side in case we go off the runway again and we don't hopefully crash into any buildings, but we'd have those wind towers at the other side. But we'll give it a shot. Really, look at that. That's crazy. So we're gonna fly over here and then do this big curve, then come in. Instead of just coming in straight. That ought to make things interesting. When we get up to the runway, I need to check those buttons and find out if reverse thrust is working or not. Pardon me, I have to take a phone call. All right.
Colorado Springs Tower Kinias 2-1
Actually, he's doing it this time. That's nice. Good for you, Steve. I can't. 044. I can't bitch about Steve too much after that last crack up.
17 left Kinias 2-1.
3044. Barometric pressure's all over the place today. What are you doing, Steve? Steve. All right. Now. I don't know what he's doing. He's turning us around. Or he rolled backwards or something. What are you doing, man? You have brakes, you know. Two 044. 3044. I'm gonna set the brakes to a lot harder too, that's for sure. It's a very short runway. All right, I'm taking back over. Get the brakes. I need to check. I need to keep an eye on speed brake deployment right here. No. There's speed brake. And I think the throttle has to be, there he goes. That's reverse thrust. So I got to make sure it's all the way into a downward position before it makes the transition. But it seems to be working just fine. So ah, I see. There, it didn't stick. All right, speed brake off. And take two. $120 knots. 140. Yeah.
Transporter from dispatch. Fly safe.
Right. I could see. All right, let's get our gear up.
Colorado Springs Tower, Kineas 2-1, continue for north departure.
Put us on a climb.
Kineas 2-1, leaving my airspace, frequency change approved.
Colorado Springs Tower, Kineas 2-1, frequency change. Colorado Springs approach Kineas 2-1 is type Airbus A20N, 4 miles south of Colorado Springs, 8,300 feet. Request flight following.
Kineas 2-1, Colorado Springs approach. Squawk 5252.
Squawk 5252, Kineas 2-1.
Kineas 2-1, radar contact 5 miles northeast of us, 9,600 feet. Altimeter tree 0 decimal for 4.
Roger, Kineas 2-1. Colorado Springs approach, Kineas 2-1. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Kineas 2-1, Colorado Springs approach. Cleared through the Charlie airspace.
Cleared through Charlie airspace, Kineas 2-1.
Kineas 2-1, you're leaving my airspace. Resume own navigation. Contact Colorado Springs approach on 120.6. Good day.
120.6, Kineas 2-1. Colorado Springs approach, Kineas 2-1, 9,400 feet.
Kineas 2-1, Colorado Springs approach altitude
2040.
decimal 40, continue as planned.
That. Is there 40?
Colorado Springs approach, Kineas 2110 miles southeast of Colorado Springs. Request IFR to Kilo Lima India Charlie. Ready to copy.
Kineas 2-1 is cleared to Kilo Lima India Charlie Airport as filed. Squawk 5252.
Your squawk is down here.
Kineas 2-1 cleared to Kilo Lima India Charlie Airport as filed. Squawk 5252.
5252.
Kineas 2-1, read back correct. Radar contact 7,800 feet. Altimeter tree 0, decimal tree 8, turn left, heading 020, climb and maintain 11,000 feet.
Turn left heading 020, climb and maintain 11,000 feet. Kineas 2-1.
Kineas 2-1, you are 49er miles southwest. Maintain present heading and altitude, expect vector, visual runway tree for approach.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect vectors. Visual runway tree for approach. Kineas 2-1.
Kineas 2-1, contact Colorado Springs. Departure
going to 124.0 Kinneas 21. Colorado Springs departure Kinneas 21 is passing 8,200 feet, climbing 11,000 feet.
Kinneas 21 Colorado Springs departure altimeter 30.40, continue as planned.
Transporter, your deadline will expire in 5 minutes. Hurry up.
How? What? There's no way to get that job done on time. That's an impossible. Thank you, Neofly.
Kinneas 21 contact Denver Center on 128.375. Good day.
128.3.
Yeah, that's impossible. There's no way.
Denver Center Kinneas 21 is at 10,600 feet, climbing 11,000 feet.
Kinneas 21 Denver Center altimeter 30.38, continue as planned.
38 now.
Kinneas 21 descend and maintain 7,400 feet.
Descend and maintain 7,400 feet, Kinneas 21.
Three 3038. Do. Where are we at? 2:37 in the afternoon here, Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Kinneas 21 contact Denver Center on 133.4,
2023.
Tick tock, tick tock. Sorry, but time is up.
I don't even want to tell you what I'm thinking, Alana. That was a setup.
tree 2.5 for KCEZ 21. Denver Center, KCEZ 217,400 feet.
KCEZ 21 Denver Center altimeter tree 0.21 continue as planned.
Maintain present heading and altitude KCEZ 21. KCEZ 21 has the runway in sight.
KCEZ 21, you are 21 miles southeast of Kilo Lima India Charlie. Turn left heading tree 00.
Turn left heading tree 00. KCEZ 21. Kilo Lima India Charlie, traffic KCEZ 2120 miles southeast inbound visual runway tree 1. Kilo Lima India Charlie traffic KCEZ 21 is on final runway tree for to land.
$6,600 feet. Kind of an abrupt ending on that tune there. All right, we're getting ready to try it again. See if we can stick a landing this time. All right, I think that is our last waypoint. Yes, it is. All right. Cross fingers.
500. 400. 100. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20.
Oh no.
Well, you've landed.
Oh no.
Minutes to check the gear after you park. Contact ground for your parking.
Did the reverse thrust kick in this time? Yeah. Pull back on the throttle too much. Didn't have enough. Didn't have enough in the engine. Oh, that was a bad landing. But at least we made it this time. Speed brakes and reverse thrust deployed fine. Now it's just a matter of getting my landings back under control. Kind of that weird angle. Well, we made it here, but because it was a time sensitive, it is not going to give us any cash for the flight.
Tick tock, tick tock. Sorry, but time is up.
Yep. Don't get paid. All right. Well, that's 2 hours for the live stream. That's about all I can get today. So, I want to thank you for stopping in and checking out the live stream today. Got a little bit of practice in, but boy, really need to work on my landings in the 320. Haven't done it in a long time, and as you can see from the last, especially that last attempt, that my spatial judgment on where the wheels are is off pretty significantly at the moment, but I've had plenty of good luck in good flights before, so just a little bit more practice. Maybe we'll get some tomorrow. So I want to thank you for tuning in today. I have got to skedaddle. So let me get this all set up to say goodbye here. And I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope your flying goes way better than mine does. Okay, so Kenny is signing out, and hopefully I will see you tomorrow.